going to happen today?
I thought the first half, it looked as if it was for me. I thought we got the goal and we looked a real threat going forward. But it's not about this game today for me. We gave ourselves a mountain to climb in the first game. No doubt about that. It made it very tough. But I reflect back in the season because I think that's what counts. Not about this game. Proud of the players for the efforts they've put in. It's been an incredible journey to miss out in the league. With a couple of points was remarkable, and there's always the coming down from that to get put ourselves back up to the playoffs. We guys were walking wounded, to get through the playoffs, but credit to Forfar. I wish them all the well, and I do hope they win the final because they've been a credit to themselves and a credit to the part-time teams that have challenged Morton as well as what we did. They've been consistently as good as what we have been. We knew it was a difficult game. But for me, it's not about this game. It's looking back the whole season. With a group of players there that were tipped for relegation, with a group of players there that was doubted week in, week out, and we just kept defying the odds, as they say. And we just come up short again. But for me, I'm proud of the players, proud to manage that group of players. It's a shame that the season's finished. We wanted to keep on going, and we'll now break up. That's the reality of football now, but we'll dust ourselves down next couple of weeks, get organised again, and start building for next year.
Disappointing the way it just sort of fizzled out at the end to a non-event, fans drifting away like that.
Yeah, the goal for them obviously killed the game, and I'm not too sure if it was the boys are saying it wasn't a penalty kick, but I don't want to focus too much on this game. I just want to focus on the achievements we've made this year, because the achievements we've had this year makes us winners as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. What about for yourself, Stevie? What does the future hold? I think you've got another year on your contract.
Yeah, I'll state it now. I can't affect what people say. I'm happy to do my job at Stranraer. I've been here, I've been a manager, and I'm looking for next year to plan ahead. We'll look to see if we can go a step closer next year. You've improved the team again, and it's now a challenge for me and Stevie and the backroom staff to try and improve it again, to keep the journey going, because we've come a long way in a short time. Nobody could imagine people how far we've came in 2 years' time, but it's incredible we've came. But my job is to keep it going. I'm totally focused on the job at hand until somebody tells me differently. Then it's only one thing that's on my mind, and it's trying to make Stranraer better next year.
Does the pressure on you increase? Obviously last season perhaps people could write it off as a fluke, Stranraer doing well, but you've matched it better this season. Does the pressure increase?
I think it's pressure in every game you're a manager. There's always people looking to see where you're going to fail. That's just the way management is. You can't be scared of that. You can't be scared of failure. I'm certainly not. I'll thrive on a challenge ahead, and if it means the expectation level of the club is high, and what reality is, then we just have to deal with it. The reality is it's the club still punching above its weight in terms of finance against other clubs. In terms of squad, just had to look at what players had to do in January. I had to bring one in, had to get two out to bring someone in. So the reality is that we're still a long way to go until where we want to be, but it's my job to keep the club going in the right direction, and that's my focus will be on.
Obviously with the outcome today as well, Stranraer not going up, I think it's natural that other clubs are perhaps going to look at Stranraer and see if there are any players that they can pinch, basically.
Yeah, and I've no doubt that's been happening for the last 4 weeks, as I've been talking to players as well. So as a manager you have to keep planning ahead. I've been meeting players, I've been talking to players, I've been talking to different agents. Now the season's finished now, I need to speak to own players first, because that's the most important thing. I wouldn't do anything until I spoke to my group of players, find out what's happening to other clubs, and unfortunately it's the position of manager this time is that I hate. When I have to tell some guys in that dressing room who have been fantastic for me, but we have to move on and go separate ways, and that's tough, especially a group of players in there. It can be sometimes made easier if you finish maybe 5th or 6th in the league. It can be easier if you maybe finish in a playoff scrap down at the bottom. But the fact that we've came so far away, so close to winning the league, and just ran out of steam at the end, you maybe say, for some players unfortunately we need to move on, and that's the side of football and I look forward to, especially like group of players. But I'll not shy away from it. I'll do my job as a manager, and we'll get that done this week.
Must be very hard to pinpoint places where you can improve.
Yeah,
or maybe you can.
No, you're right. I think it's very difficult to find out where the weaknesses were this year, because there wasn't very many. You look at the number of clean sheets we had, number of goals scored, the stats that are there. And we'll not shy away from the stats. But the challenge for me as a manager is to try and improve your team again. Nobody thought we'd improve it last year, and we did. It's got more difficult. I know that just now. It'll be more difficult to try and improve that squad. But it makes your job as a manager to do that, and you need to thrive to try and make you better. And I'll try and make it better next year.